Hello everyone. Welcome to my channel, Goddess of Light 1111. If you are new to my channel, welcome. If you are returning subscribers, welcome back. And I would like to say, guys, yeah, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share the video. Um, Also, we're gonna say, Heavenly Father God, the Most High God, thank you for this download, so I can give it and then keep moving on. So yeah, these are things that happen, but thank you, Heavenly Father God, for another day to make things right. Thank you, I appreciate it. Amen. So yeah, I'm not gonna give you guys a long prayer. I've already did that in the previous little video that I have done. So again, I'm like I say, I'm not going to take a whole hour in this, so hopefully I don't have to. So a lot of things that for, and that's probably for, you know, people that does not know my situation, that does not know what been going on, and you know that absolutely doesn't do any type of or deal with spirituality or whatnot. So in the past, okay, in the past, we went through, you know, I went through a lot of, you know, a lot of things, but um, I was trapped in my head. You know, I was trapped in my head because, you know, like again, I didn't know I was dealing with any type of situation because I didn't know I was having issues with anybody. I didn't know I have you know, because sometimes that you can tell a story, but you know, every story, every situation got a beginning and it had an end. So mine hasn't ended yet, so that's the reason that I get to, you know, speak about this. And you know, and I want to say, for those that are listening to me, please forgive me. Again, this is not, you know, I'm not doing this because I'm expected, you know, a boom shakalaka money and things like that. It's just that um, the only way to express this, that for people to get um, having some type of comprehension and stuff, to let, you know, to let this go or put an end to it or do what they need to do when it's come to justice, is by me speaking about it. So I don't have no choice either, because if I don't, I'll be sticking with a bunch of, you know, entities. So that I was trapped in my head in the past, because these folks was not just, you know, they wasn't just projecting, but they were sending entities inside my vessel. And when they transfer those entities, resilient layer, hey lady, how are you? Hey resilience, it's been a while since I see you. Yeah, I am good. I am good. It's just like, again, putting an end to a nonsense. That's what's going on. So what they did, that they were transferring, you know, like, you know, you guys heard, you know, a lot of people talking about juggling. You know, some say that, you know, they're juggling money and stuff like that. But I actually had picking up, it wasn't like juggling relationship. Oh, somebody might be juggling money also. You know, like the two of pentacles, they were juggling. You know, it could be gamble, it could be transferring money, it's also transferring entity. Yes ma'am, good to see you as well. Yeah, so I did figure it out, you know, in the past, you know, but I didn't know that was what kept me or kept anybody else in their head. Is because what they were doing is that they were transferring, you know, entities inside my vessel to get energies. No, that's actually my own oil. That's actually my face. Actually, if you want a fried chicken, I can give you that. My face create is on. So, but they were transferring entities inside my vessel so they can receiving offers. So, which mean that, like, you guys doesn't know, can you imagine an entire group? So it could be like 15. Oh, see, look at what's come out, 15. So we know what 15 is. So these folks could be doing like, you know, magic. They could be like obsessed, They could have been obsessed in the past. I mean, some of them still doing it. Some of them still doing it. They're just doing it at nighttime. So they were transferring entities. Those things that I felt like it's not ladylike for me to talk about it, and online. But that's what they were doing. That's keeping people trapped in their head. They send these entities consistently. I was gonna say constantly, consistently, to get energies from you. So the entity literally is not aligning with yourself, especially if you're an earth angel. Once they see your light, they are bugged down. So whatever that entity is, they will be bugged down. It will irritate them. You can hear them. So which means that it's keep people trapped in the head. So that's what happened in the past. I didn't That's what happened to me. I was trapped in my head because these folks were sending entities to take to harvesting my own energies, then that they will take it back to whomever they are, and then they will who the person is. I don't know what they do. If it's like animal, they sacrifice them. If it's people too, the mama doing the same thing. Don't quote me on that because I don't know how these things was, but I know that that's what keeping these folks in their head, keep them mentally trapped, because they are stealing energies from other people, and they don't know what kind of mental issues the person has. I never had any mental issues, so, but they were sending these entities. So you have to understand, this is like entities that happen on different people that might already have, like, let's just say that if they come in from, let's just say if they and I'm not taking on them, you don't need to attack me for that. I'm just using an example because they are the mostly people that affected, people that's been in the war, for instance. Okay, I could use abuse relationship. I could use people that's been like me, that's we went through stuff, we don't talk about it and things like that. But I never let what I went through get in me into mental state of mind where I want to hurt myself and things like that. But people that went, they have PTSD, they have different, like I say, the survivors of people that had mental issues. So these monitored spirit, these entities happen because they are being sent to other people. So when they are happening to, it's kind of like they kept people trapped in their mind. That's what they had did. But then their friends, when again, I know that once I say that, there might be nobody stay here, but um you know these things were started because the the group, the Ten of Pentacles, whomever they are, when they use these things, their friends and their family, the group, they were all just coming, just coming and try to steal energies from me. That's the reason these folks trap in their head. That's the reason they have mental issues. It has nothing to do with me, because I also had to end up in a mental institution because of that, and for a couple of weeks. And yes, see, there's my papers to prove it. It's still there. So if you know until somebody decided that they should need to, instead of people try to do, and instead of these companies, these folks, this group, whomever that their leader is, instead of them try to do the right things, what they chose to do, they felt like, well, we're gonna hire our psychic friends, our witch friend, our warlock friends, our yada yada friends, the wicked people. We're gonna hire them and stuff like that, to torture you, tormented you, and then try to make it look like an accident, try to give you a heart attack, try to make it look like an accident, try to unalive you and make it an accident. That was heavy for me to say, because I'm trying to, not talking about this mess and stuff, but these are these things these folks did to me, and then they want me not to talk about it because they felt like I'm playing the victim and things like that or whatnot. But one thing that I always say, that I refuse to be victimized by anybody. The truth is the truth, the fact is the facts. I feel like people need to accept responsibility, accountability for their action, instead of try to making me look like, oh, because that's what they wanted it me to be. But then I was reminded, spirit said no, it's not, because that is the reason they were doing that, is because those things, they transfer entities inside, inside your vessel, inside your mind. Can you imagine someone setting entities to play in your mind, in your thought, to get knowledge? Okay, to get knowledge of what you know, and then inside your vessel to get energies and stuff like that, so they can do healings. Thank you guys for the love, I appreciate it. So they can do healings, or so they can give it to other, to whatever other friends they got going on in their lives. So how am I supposed to do and pretend that it didn't happen? But I know that if push come to shove, the doctor will telling them that nope, her bones was fine. So which means that it's telling you that this is, you may superstition, whatever that was going on was happened spiritually. It has nothing to do, with definite, it has nothing to do with the fact that I did anything wrong. These folks was doing divinations, spying. They were doing all of these things, but they did not expect me to actually be truthful and honest. They didn't actually expect me, you know, to defend myself. So that's what I wanted to reminding people before we embark and be like, oh, I'm chopping my head because of, no, you're chopping your head because of the group you chose to, or whether it's your family or your friends and stuff like that. If they chose, that's what they chose in the group and stuff like that. That's the reason you're chopping your head. It has nothing to do with someone else. People need to take responsibility. The fact that, because for me, I had never known there was, a group that do things like that. I did not know, because I was not in a group. I was never in no group. Like I say, I've been by myself. Even when I was doing, how sometimes they say you don't know your own strength. Thank you guys for the beautiful love. I'm sending all of them right back at you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I didn't even know my own strength. For me, I'm just working. Work is just a job. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. I never looking at it like I was doing anything less or anything more. It's just know that I love, working. I love to making sure that I know that, again, I am a mother. I have to taking care of myself. We live in a world. If we don't work, the bill doesn't pay itself. So that's what I was choosing to do. But then as this thing progress, instead of Michelle Fabrics, you still there? Yes, I'm here. Yes, I'm here. So as things progress, but thank you for the love, guys. I appreciate it. As things progressing, I thought like, they were supposed to be changed. I don't know. Someone might be keep playing with while I'm in live and things like that. That happen a lot. But that's what I wanted to let people know. I'm here. Hold on. Can you guys hear me? Yeah, I am still here. So it was I don't know what's going on, but I am here. So so yeah, whenever that I'm, again, Just, I know that I have to say that because so that way people can stop being trapped in their head, okay? So, like I said, it was because of their friends, their family. Okay, so you guys are back. So it's because of their friends. Let me see. There's nothing black in anything. So it's because of their friends, their groups, the Ten of Pentacles and all that stuff, and and whomever they are serving, that keep people in their head. It has nothing to do with because I spoke about or anything, because I didn't know this was happening. It happened to me, and I was being attacked first. You know what bugging me is the fact that everybody talking about the King of Pentacles, included me. I have no idea who the King of Pentacles is. I have no idea who the King of Pentacles is. Not a single idea. But this man chose, you know, to give people energies and entities, put them inside their vessel, inside the body, and then for them to be trapped in their head, including myself. Can you guys hear me though? Well, at least 1 minute of video is needed to start. So now I felt like people gonna get upset at me because they're like, oh, you call judgment on the King of Pentacles. But I don't think that I had any other choice, because he need to tell the truth. He need to make some change, and we will refuse to. It's not like I'm sitting there every single day calling judgment on him and stuff. I felt like, the reason that I called judgment on the King of Pentacles is because that I wanted him to tell the truth. I wanted him to at least make things right. I didn't need him to do anything for me to at least, because a lot of people are still tracking me. They are still tracking me because I talk about this, but they are keep these people tracking in their head, and I don't think that is fair. And I don't think that is fair because they felt like, oh, um I didn't call judgment on nobody's friends. Excuse me. I didn't call judgment on nobody's friends, but these things happen to, again, even my children and stuff, trapped in the head because they had been transferring entities inside their vessel for them to either stay up all night, not sleeping and things like that. So, I mean, they are try, and then they are try to control, what I do in my life, how what I said, when it's come to giving messages and stuff like that. however my message go and stuff. So which mean that I don't know, what am I supposed to do? Because again, like I say, even that I know that it's not, I know that, I had that channel, there was no problem with it. I realized that the minute that I actually tell the truth, and I'm not saying, I know that it's not YouTube, because I know that this is people that logging into, because there was a air sign that's still logging into my phone. They're logging into my phone, and they still try to, keep my videos from being viewed. They try to keep it from being viewed because they don't want to tower. These folks might be get paid a lot of money, but if I give it weedings, that is the weedings, they will use it for them. So which means that regardless, these folks still come out, get paid. They still come out and getting some type of payment for doing all of this underhanded stuff. So what can we do to, he's a high Black Panther. So that's what they were trying, that's what they were trying to do, to manipulating, the situation, instead of just say that, hey, I know what's going on. I know what you're going through and stuff, let me, even if it's anonymously. I love the color. Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate it, John's age. I appreciate it. You know, instead of people were just trying to be honest and truthful, so now they want me to keep continue speaking, and then whatever that I say, they will give it to someone else. They will give it to someone else, and then some of those people, even if I had to choose to call judgment online, they will also they will making sure that, um some other their friends getting like, huge payout. So thank you for the love, guys. I appreciate it. Keep the light in you. Do not let them take too much energy from you. No, they won't. They're not supposed to take any more of energy from me. You know, this thing has been going on a very long time, so I won't allowing nobody to take any more energies from me, because they're not supposed to. So I'm not, they are still trying, but they're not allowing to take, because there is a law in the ethers that passed. They're not allowing, yeah, there is a law that passed in the ethers. They're not allowing to take any more energies from me. And I did this for every, innocent people, Earth Angel, the chosen one. So it's probably why I'm being bullied, because of your guys. So I'm probably being bullied because I you know but this is, I felt like this was supposed to be a must in my part. So yes, I did, I did word that law. I don't know what they call it in the ethers, but I did word it, so for that to stop, for these folks to, but they're still sending entities inside your vessel. They're still gonna try, to, to do it. Is not, just because that they cannot take energy, that does not mean they're not gonna try to play my game and things like that. So because yeah, they're still juggling entities, because what they are doing, they are sending entities to keep people having sleepless night. So, they give you, or they're working with those deities, entities, low vibration deities, to keep people to have sleepless night. But it keep you having sleepless night because it's not your energies. Yeah, that's what they are doing now. So thank you, thank you, thank you guys for the love. I do appreciate it. So, but it's kind of like tested your strength, it tested your, yeah, your courage, your bravery right now. That's what we're going through. That's what we're going through right now. because they are, they are still trying to turn towards me, because they're not, they cannot have my energies. I don't know, like I say, i did I did do this for everybody, not just for me, because I know I'm not the only chosen one or archangel or innocent people that is going to a spiritual warfare, and unjust spiritual warfare, to be specific. So that's the reason that I'm trying to telling you guys that, these folks, the transfer, so people can be worried, having stress, anxiety, to the point where, and then, like, the entities watch, and then it's kind of like, if, for those of you, like, if you see, how do you call that, the mean girl sessions, right? One holding, one hold you, from there, or two people holding, and then, you have the other group beating them up. That's my situation right now. So this is what they are still doing. So thank you guys so much for all the love. I do appreciate you guys so much. I'm sending lots of that love right back at y'all. So I wish that, thank you for my beautiful love. I wish that I didn't have to sitting here and giving these messages, that I could be, doing, some godly work, but unfortunately, right now I have to take what I can get, by just letting you guys know, you know, what you can do, what to expect, because that's all I can do right now. It took me a good while to figure out all of this. You guys doesn't know, doesn't understand how much work that is, like, you over exhausting your brain. And I think, like, because I chose forgiveness, I chose to let go, and then these folks doing the same things. I chose compassion, humility, I showed them grace, because, again, like I say, uh spirituality is not for the weak. It's not for the faint of heart. You're gonna have to know that, you know you're gonna have to stand firm and mean what you say and say what you mean, in order for you to survive that 144,000, like, people want to be one. I must say, if that's what you want to do, you better make sure you talk to your ancestors about, are we healed? Do we get where we need to be? Are we there yet? Do we have any past karmic, that we have to be doing? And I told people, I did, make a video about that. When it's come to spirituality, there's a lot of things before you embark in that journey. I think I posted that video on my channel. Probably like maybe 16 minutes or so, 10 or 16 minutes, I don't know. Before you embark on your journey, you're gonna have to do the work. You're gonna have to do the work, because you're gonna be highly disappointed, because we are where the world is changing. So if you are part of the 144, it will make you or break you. You might have to return to do this again, because until we get the world where it need to be, we're gonna have a lot of work to do. Make a change, bring, for a difference, to happen. That's our job as the 144,000, because I realized that in my situation, in spite that I am in the right, in spite that I am in the upright, not in the right, but in spite I'm in the upright, because I'm not trying to be right. I'm trying to, I'm trying to make things right. So I'm still having to deal with, low vibrational people. I'm still doing low vibrational people stalking me. They are still coming where I am to transfer. They are doing all this underhanded stuff while I'm trying to be, while I'm being positive and stuff, people still throwing negativity at me. So it's just like an ongoing war that I have to continue dealing with without knowing that I've done the work. So that's what I say now. You know, there was so much to these things I will never comprehend, no matter what. If I didn't, and the fact that these folks has me in isolation just so they could have just like drained me out of life. And now that, when I stated that, and you got the reason that also these continue is because that I have been spoken about this, but it was never going out to the public, no my channel, because I was, not afraid or anything, but they were trying for me to be afraid of speaking publicly. So it was kind of like a shock to most of these folks that realized that the group, the Ten of Pentacles, the King of Pentacles, and his cousin, brother, next door neighbor, and everything else, they realized they were kind of shocked the fact that, they're friends, because their friends in the group is the one that is sending entities inside people vessel, because that they have to making sure that they're working behind the scene, and people are still using manipulation right now. People are still using manipulation and projecting, but I know what I know. It is what it is. I'm not gonna fall for any trap, because I'm ready to completely, heal from this. I know I cannot run away from it. I know it's not gonna go away. But I also know that my healing require to put this where it need to be, whether it's legally or not. Because these folks that thought like if they go, get some type of legal process going, is gonna do something, but it should not do anything. Because the reason that again this still keep going is because that people are bent out of shape and keep calling judgment. You can't place judgment on someone that is innocent. Pascal must for you. You are amazing. Thank you, Pascal. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So, we have to try to, overstand, go inside, use that inner voice, inner wisdom that God gave us to know that, this, mind situation, somebody else gonna continue their journey. But I know like there's something somebody need to do. It's okay. I know you guys know the truth. All you guys have to do is tell the truth. So that way we don't have to sitting there hearing me talking about this no more. And it's not even you and me not talking about this because you will read about this, which means that it's not, thank you for the love, guys. Thank you, thank you, thank you. But when you stay in a negativity too much, it's become toxic. It's like, you know, you keep going back to your soft node, and it will just kind of like it's become karmic. And I think like that's a lot of people that was in my life that's kind of screwed up on that, because forget they forgot, instead of ascending themselves, they're transcending themselves into a karmic, you know, because they didn't want to tell the truth, because they were in their feeling about, what happened between us in the past. But, the funny part is I am not biased. You know, I had no major issues. You know, what you calling major issues, Natasha learned how to forgive and move on. So if everybody you know in your life, and again, I'm not saying I won't reconcile with some people that in my life, that they pass in my life, but it took a special person to be able to forgive and reconcile with people. But there's nobody saying anything to me. Nobody say anything. Everybody just angry and then the lower selves. So what am I supposed to do? Nobody say anything and come towards me, and yes, I might have cut the cords with them, but they did not cut the cords with me. Because if this situation, if I called you or anybody that was in my life, I called you about this situation, when I was going through you know, this kind of sadness and things like that, instead of you try to at least, you know, I'm not saying for you to fix it, but to at least showing some compassion, you turn your back on me because you're working with the enemy. I don't know how can I reconcile with you. I'm sorry. Is that not because I'm holding a grudge? It's because that I don't want to. It's just like it's done. You are not my person. When you are spiritual, you know who your person is. You will have no desire to be with somebody else. You will have no desire to cheat. You will have no desire to hurt that person. You will have no desire to even, see this person cry. You will have no desire to see the person hungry. You have no desire to see this person sick. You have no desire for anything to happen to them. Even in a small argument, the only thing you're gonna see that, oh no, babe, you gotta make things right now. Thank you for the love, guys. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate it. So, again, that's where we are now. Do you guys know I used to live, when this happened, I stayed in an apartment. I stayed in an apartment. The Hierophant, the Hierophant is a groups. These folks go, they use, they followed me, they bullied me, um, physically, spiritually, emotionally, mentally, financially, and then on top of this, they did so much witchcraft of death spell on me, all of that on me for like straight 2 years, straight 2 years. That's the part that I have, that's the part that I have a, how you call this, an out of body experience. When I went to heaven, God said, it isn't the right time, send her back. You know what that means? Be gentle to yourself, no pushing too hard, give yourself time. Thank you. I am trying. It's not easy, especially, and then on top of it, on top of that, you have, people call authority on you to follow you to create conflicts. And the other sad part is the fact that this group did a lot of things. They're logging into my account. They log in, them and the groups and their friends, they're logging into my account. They're logging into, my electronics. They're logging into my account. Let me tell you how horrible these people are. This sound horrible, getting bullied like that. Yes, I had $2. I had $2 in my account. Somebody literally sent me that $2 from the mail, letting me know that they know that I had $2 in my account. I was, it was the most scary things. These groups, they come inside my apartment. They, when I used to live at the apartment, they left, things to scare me. They left, they left things to scare me. They left like leaves, they left a course with a bunch of red threads or something like that. I guess that was to making me afraid. They put that there, right there, in my drawer. They look into my, they went to all my medical records. Those are the things that I don't say online. They went to my medical records. They, so that's the reason that they are trying to prolong things, when it's come to like preparing for my death, Yeah. Yeah. This is serious. This thing, they did all of this. I took picture of all of these things. So since they had logging into my phone, so I had all these information, all of these things they have done to me. I put them on a yeah, you think that's evil, huh? So yeah, these folks, I like having an out of body experience, unalive me, do all of these things. It's just like these folks was doing all type of these groups. They were doing heart attack magic. Even like, let me tell you how wicked these groups are. I was sitting, I went to drive my son up. I saw a sign. So I knew by the time that I turned around and stuff like that, you know, um, these folks was doing heart attack magic. And I get the message so clear. And by the time that I sat on my car, just like that in the parking lot where I used to, now where I stay at, that I felt like my chest was blowing out of my heart was blowing out of my chest. So these folks, yeah, they have been doing a lot of things, try to see if they can give me a heart attack. I literally heard somebody say that, you know, if she dies, if she dies, there is no family who's gonna come, who's gonna come for her, because at this point they already turned my whole entire family against me. Pascal Fear Games. Yeah. So, but they, but they were doing the reason that I know they were doing the heart attack magic for real and things like that is because that, even when I had the out of body experience, I didn't believe it. I truly didn't until I saw a lot of things in my dreams that making me realize that, oh wow, this was happening. And then I wake up to the dream and then I actually see the truth literally. I was having, that's what this group did, their family, the group, how many of those groups are, and they follow me from like they follow me from places to places. Now living in a hotel, that's what they do, and then they are try to come in and hold on my back and try to see if they cause me to have a heart attack. So I was, they were trying to, they had been doing all of that, everything they can think of, because they say, oh, she don't have no family. Her family is not gonna stand for her, So 311, I said that in the clock. So yeah, these folks I did the most. They do me wonder when it's come to try to tortured me and tormented me, tortured me. I know that, I was having a dream. For me, I thought it was a dream until I realized that was for real. I was in a deep sleep, maybe it was around like 2ish and stuff. I heard, it's kind of like I literally heard like, evil eyes, evil eyes, evil eyes. And, I heard that 3 times, but I thought like I was in a dreams, but I was in a dream, but I was like in a trance of dreams, because by the time, that I heard that, there was this man. He always with me no matter where I go. So hey, my angel, I call him this man because I don't want to say who he is. So he always with me, but it wasn't a dream. He put me in this protection box. He put me in this protection box. Uh, and then when I look, the only thing you can see in the box is just the top. You can't see anything, which means that no one can enter. Both me and my son, he pushes in there, and then he say, I'll be right back. I'm gonna go taking care of that. My fish dry now. I got no water. So by the time I sat there, thank you guys for the love. Thank you. By the time he pushed us inside that box, I can see, how, I have never seen any bulletproof glass, but that's what that glass is so thick and heavy. But I saw the storm, so I was like, oh yeah, that's God. Even in my dream and stuff like that, no matter God's where he told me that he will show me the sign, that I was like, okay, so God sent somebody for me. He was so angry because these folks had this group, their friends, their family, they had already tried to unalive me. So now they are trying to, do it again. And I saw the storm going up there, and then he closed the box, and then went after them, and he said that I'm gonna go taking care of this. By the time that I woke up, it was around like 4 o'clock, because I look at the clock, and then I saw a young lady, or that's usually she used to do black magic. She used to do black magic with some Ghanaians. She used to do with some either Ghanaian or this some Ghanaian Nigerian guy that's they stay right next to me. They used to do magic and stuff like that, and she was driving a white Ford hybrid, and I literally still have I literally still remember everything about her, because she used to be very consistent. And then I saw her 4 a.m. I look on the blind. I saw her getting in the car in a rush. She was running, getting in her car. So that was whatever that they were doing and stuff like that. It probably went uh, way bad. They were afraid, but I was safe and protected. My children and I were safe and protected. So thank you for the loves. I appreciate you guys. So these, the Hierophant, whomever these groups are, whomever their friends is, whomever these people are that keep following me, they still going to places. Every places that I go, they go right there. Excuse me. Yeah, that was a message that need to come out. Everywhere that I go, these folks will come after me. And the saddest part is for somebody to say, if we kill her, no one cares. And that was a bunch of guys that was saying that. Some of them, like, they're literally like the one that was editing my video when I did them, for so that way that whatever that legal case that was going on, so that way that they won't know the truth about when I've been speaking the truth. That's the reason that they allow this to continue. I mean, at least that's one of the reasons, because they won't let me tell the truth. And when the truth was told, yeah, because they realized that I missed an opportunity to tell the truth, because there was editing. There was an older gentleman with gray hair, that used to come in and get the new recording. and then give them take the old one and then take the new recording. So that's what the family comes from, the family womb. When we see family womb, that's what the family womb. There was a lot of people that's coming watching me, like, judge, lawyers, um public defenders, all of those people. If you call them paralegal, there was, all of these people, psychologists, psychiatrists, therapists, how do you call those people that do hypnosis? All of these people watching me, and they did not a single thing, because they're allowing them to only watch what they want to watch about me. And then there were, once I start talking about this, they take some of the stuff, they take them away. When they took some of because these folks wasn't just like recording me with a phone or with a camera. They were using theater camera. I mean, theater recording me. And then once I start talking about it and stuff like that, that's when, I don't know, some whistleblowers send it, thank you guys for the love. And then I saw the film recording was in the by the garbage can from the apartment, because there was a whole army, literally army people, like army people coming there. So that's when they figured that, okay, now since they cannot do this, they will start sending entities inside my vessel. After that, that was the plan. After that, because again, it is what it is. What can I say? I did told the truth. They did send help. They used to have, like, how I talk about 10 of Pentacles. There was a older European lady that they have a camera under the trees. All of this I saw with my own two eyes. I realized the Doberman and then another black dog, that was those dogs literally, a lot of dogs know me. And when they start sending the Grim Reaper to start following me, that's when, like, the dog wanted to whip them apart. It's kind of like the dog is barking at me. And then one day I talked to a lady that has two dogs that was, those dogs watching me. It's kind of like they protect me to in a sense. And I told her, no, she's not. I told her the dog is not barking at me, it's barking at or behind me. And that's when they realized what I was talking about. Yeah, there's a lot of things that happen in my life. So thank you guys for the love and for listening, because those are things that I never get to say, because I miss a lot of opportunity. Because I could have tell this story and call a cycle, but they were editing in them. Again, the judge never know about them, whomever that was the judge. But they will still say that, whatever they were planning to say that I did, that was still I know they said that I was innocent. So that I know. This is me just using my intuition. All of that. I know they said that I was innocent. So yes, I went through a lot. But since I had missed an opportunity, they can't close anything, because there's so many things that I missed to say. There's so many things these folks try to do. So now I'm in a hotel and they still try to follow me to do the same thing, except that they didn't just keep me in my head, they're also keeping my children in their head by giving them energy, keeping them to having sleepless night, just because of, just for money. So because once they transfer again, they get to have money. And I felt like this group, they need to, they need to go put somewhere. They need to go behind bars somewhere, because their friends, their family, they are all projecting, they are all project things, but they know that, that I didn't do anything wrong, but they're making sure that I missed a lot of opportunity, especially financially. It's so much going on. It's so much going on. Time is so fast and easy to miss opportunity. Exactly. Oh, we're talking about, like, let's just say from the past 16, from the past 16, I don't know, that's a tower. 16 is a tower. So there's the tower. Because for this been going for 9 years in my life. That a commercial. So this has been going for 16 years in my life. So it's not just, this didn't just happen, and I miss so much because I was trying, I was trying to be like, be like me, not trying to offend it nobody, not try to offend it nobody, not try to let the pot boil, hot enough and things like that. Thank you guys for the love. I didn't want the pot to boil, hot enough. It's not because that I'm afraid of any legality, because I know I'm innocent. I have enough proofs and stuff like that to make this go, to make the walls stand and his 2 feet and stuff like that. But I chose the high words. I chose the high words because that, I felt like this is a spiritual warfare, but at the same time that I felt like justice is still not done, because these folks get to walk around and living their life while they still doesn't want me to eat, sleep. You know what I'm saying? They don't want me to eat, sleep. They don't want me to have a peaceful night or peaceful day. They don't even want me to be able to go to the doctor to check on myself, because that, their plan was for me to have, be, how do you call this, to be homeless, and then that would be at their mercy. Thank you guys for the love. I appreciate them. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Sending them right back at you for me to be homeless. So they had planned for me to be homeless, get in trouble with the law, for me to be afraid of the law, for me to just be like, hiding on my cocoon and stuff. This is what these folks are planning for me. That's what they were planning for me. And yes, I spent 5 years, 5 years, or 5 years literally. We use all our resources that we had. So now I'm just like on survival mode now. Just because someone, the fact they didn't want me to leave, they didn't want me to be, to live the life God has for me. So, um, I am going to leave this year. Yeah, to recover and go. Yeah, they didn't want me to recover. They didn't want me to be better myself. They didn't want me to have anything at all. There's a lot of noise going on, so this distraction mean for me to get up. So I'm going to leave. I'm going to leave this here. Thank you guys that have been listening to me. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I am so beyond grateful and so beyond thankful for those of you that are listening to me. And thank you, thank you, thank you for the beautiful, all my beautiful love. I'm sending all the love and light back at you guys. Thank you for those of you also that are comment, that are, share the video with me. I am way beyond grateful and thankful. So thank you guys. Love and light to you all. Bye. Thank you for the love. Thank you, Pascal. It's okay. I will recover eventually, you know. I mean, whenever God's want, I trust in God. I have faith in God. I know that He will make sure things work out the way it's supposed to. I just know that, you know, God is good, so I keep the faith. So thank you guys for my beautiful love, sending all of them right back at you. Bye.